Hello, everyone, and welcome to this vocabulary pill video in which some new lexicon and idiomatic expressions framed within C1 and C2 levels will be thoroughly explained, right? So this is the first expression or advanced verb, and here we have a sentence: elephants are usually poached for their tusks. Right. The interesting word is poach, which is in bold. Now, what is the meaning of poached? Poached means to hunt illegally. So elephants are usually hunted illegally for their tusks. Right? Tusks, remember, that are long teeth the animals like elephants have. Right? Here you have another example in which this word is used, right? But on open savannas where lions still roam, poaching for body parts and revenge killings are the next most significant threats, right? So apart from lions, right, this illegal hunting is one of the other significant threats, right? So this is, maybe to some of you, this vocabulary word might not look like a very advanced one, but it certainly is, all right? Now let's continue with the second. Presidential candidates hurled accusations and insults at each other. What is the meaning of hurl, which is the verb that interests us most? Hurl means to throw away. On general terms. So if you are hurling accusations and insults at somebody, you are literally throwing them away. Now here we have another example. The protesters hurled insults at us, right? Here we have another example in which hurl is used with another noun. Let's continue with the third idiomatic expression. The interviewee endeavored to set out her stall for getting the job. This is a very nice expression, to set out her stall. Now, the meaning, or the more or less, so to say, definition of this idiomatic expression is to show your intentions or abilities clearly. So if you're setting out your stall for getting something or for doing something, you're literally showing your intentions clearly, and this is going to be really positive. Now have a look at the next example. Why not choose a bunch of attacking geniuses for your first home game to set out your stall? If you set out your stall, it's like I'm going to show my abilities like that by doing this. So here we have the other expression, right? Now let's continue. Lorena has a nice turn of phrase, allowing her to excel at journalism-related jobs. Now, a nice turn of phrase. This is probably not a very advanced idiom, but it is a very interesting one and relevant at C1 and C2 levels, that because they tend to show up in the exam. Now, this is a definition: the ability to express yourself well, right? So if you have a nice turn of phrase, you're a person who expresses yourself, or who expresses himself or herself really well. Another example in which this sentence is used is like this one: a regal turn of phrase Arnold considered that reflected the senior planning officer's view of his own position. A turn of phrase, right? Now, have a look at these adjectives that is used prior to this idiom. Regal is majestic, kingly, something imperial. That's like a majestic turn of phrase. That's something that sounds really literary. The next expression, or the next sentence, includes a very important phrasal verb, which is part of the C1 and C2 level vocabulary repertoire. Apparently, my mother whisked away all the documents I had on my desk. She didn't even ask. Now, what is the meaning of whisk away? Transport into a new location or place, or remove from a certain place. If you're whisking away something, you're moving these from one place to another, right? Have a look at another example. Can he really whisk away the tablecloth without breaking any of the dishes? Whisk away is like, I'm removing that, but very quickly. That is the idea. If you can see that much more clearly in this last example. If you whisk away the tablecloth very quickly without breaking any of the dishes, right? So it is a very quick movement. All right. And now, another sentence, another idiom is he cultivated the image of a cool-as-ice city slicker. City slicker, right? That's a very interesting expression, right? It probably emerged in the 1920s, more or less, when people moved from the country to the cities, to the big cities, especially in the U.S. What is the meaning of city slicker? Someone accustomed to a city or urban lifestyle and unsuited to life in the country, right? So if you're a city slicker, you are not very much used to living in the country. So you are just accustomed to being settled down in the city. So another example, well, first of all, let me just point out the meaning of cool-as-ice. If you are cool-as-ice, you are a person that does not react to situations. You're a very cold person, right? Let me just give you another example. Another example. When a New Yorker walks past a chicken on his morning stroll, we are left to wonder which one is the real city slicker, right? You see here a much clearer picture of what this means, okay? And the last of these expressions is to feel the pinch, all right? To feel the pinch. Lots of people who have lost their jobs due to the economic crisis are starting to feel the pinch, right? To feel the pinch. What is the meaning of to feel the pinch? To feel the effects, to experience hardship, especially financial ones, right? Another example here is business capital spending declined about 1%, but is expected to drop more in the current quarter as businesses feel the pinch of tighter credit and weak demand. Feel the pinch. You are feeling the bad effects, the hard effects, or hard financial effects, if you want to put it that way. Okay, so these are all very interesting expressions included in the C1 and C2 level examinations from whichever institution, but especially Cambridge. And I would highly encourage you to write them down on a separate piece of paper and try to integrate them into your active repertoire of the language. So that's all. I'll see you in the next vocabulary pill. So bye bye.